to be crispy on the outside and really tender, juicy, and gelatinous on the inside. We're going to try this with cooking appa in just a few moments.
Thank you, Chef.
Welcome.
Remember to click subscribe and notification button for more appa's video.
Hi everyone. So welcome back to my kitchen. Same kitchen as the last time. So these are the ingredients you need to start braising your pork knuckle. So I got a nice fresh pork knuckle here. We use the four shank knuckle, that means the front legs. Okay, this will give a smaller knuckle but a very fatty and gelatinous texture compared to the hind legs, the back legs, right? Right, so I've got 5 liters water here. I got 75 grams of rock salt, and I've got 2 pieces of bay leaf, dried bay leaf. Got thyme 5 grams and whole black peppercorns 5 grams. So if you're cooking 1 or 2 knuckles, it's going to be 5 liters of water. If you're cooking about 3 or 4 knuckles, it's going to be about 10 liters of water. So what we want to do is, want to take the water, put it in a deep stock pot. You want to add your rock salt first. And your knuckle, just slide it in and bring it up to a boil. We are not going to add any of the aromatic herbs yet because we want to bring it up to the boil, skim the scum away, and then we're going to add the aromatic herbs. Now that your water has come up to a boil, what you want to do is take a skimmer and skim out all this scum. Just skim out all the scum and impurities. So once you've done that, I add in my herbs, my thyme, my bay leaves, and my peppercorns. Right? So it's come to a boil. Now I'm going to simmer it down, and you set your timer for 2 hours. Now you don't want to go anything less than 2 hours. It will be tough. You don't want to go anything more than 2 hours. I've done 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2.5 hours, and the meat is too tender and it tends to fall off easily and break apart after. It just turns to mush after that. Doesn't look nice for presentation. So we'll just leave it, slight bubble, slight braise for about 2 hours, and then we'll come right back.
Okay.
All right. So we've been braising our knuckles for 2 hours already. This is the end result. You're going to carefully take it out of the braising liquid. You want to put it in not a flat roasting tray, but a shallow roasting tray. About 2.5 inches like what we have here. So it's piping hot right now. We're going to leave it for 10 minutes to steam dry. Then I'm going to show you how we're going to prep the skin, and we're going to roast it for an hour. So the pork knuckle's been out of the braising liquid, so we just let it cool at room temperature for about 10 minutes so that you can handle it with your hands without burning your hands. What you want to do is you want to dab any of that thyme that's stuck to the skin side. Basically what we want to do now is prep the skin for roasting. So now that we've dabbed off any excess moisture, what we want to do is take a meat tenderizer. Don't go all the way in. We just want to
Just the skin layer.
pierce the skin layer. Yeah, you don't want to go all the way in and the juices coming out through the skin. Then you're going to get soggy skin.
Just like how Chinese do our
Suyok.
燒肉.
Yep. So yeah, pierce the skin.
Sometimes Chinese will also add 1 layer of vinegar.
Yeah.
That is to actually dry out the skin further.
I do it for suyok. When I air dry it in the oven overnight, I put vinegar, salt.
Yeah. But in this particular dish, we don't have to do that, right?
We don't have to do that.
Okay.
We don't have to do. We're not air drying it.
Yep.
I did try air drying it, but the meat is not as moist. So we're going to do this method, which I think retains the juiciness of the meat. So we're just going to brush it with corn oil.
corn oil. Any vegetable oil will do?
Any neutral vegetable oil, I'm thinking corn
When
oil.
you say neutral, meaning there's no aroma lah.
No aroma, yeah. You don't want to use like a good quality extra virgin olive oil.
Ah, that would be
think
too
that the
overpowering.
usual pumice olive oil will do.
Okay.
Corn oil, sunflower oil, right? And then we're just going to sprinkle with a bit of salt.
Okay.
Okay. So as you can see, after we braise the knuckle, right, sometimes it splits. That's just the way it's going to be. Now we're just going to sit it up. And I've strained the braising liquid from the knuckle. You don't want to throw the braising liquid. What we're going to do, the knuckle's going to sit on this braising liquid while it roasts in the oven.
Is this what it was used to
Braise the
knuckle
yes.
just now?
Yes.
Ah,
So don't throw it away. This is going to be our roasting liquid to keep the meat very nice, moist and tender. And also we're going to make the sauce out of the braising liquid later on.
okay.
Right, so nothing's wasted. All the flavors from the knuckle are in here. So it's going to go back roasting and it's going to be absorbed back into the knuckle and it's just going to be absolutely amazing.
Right.
The flavors will be throughout the meat.
So it's a little bit like a steam bake kind of thing.
Yeah, double action. So you got roasting going and
Steaming at the same time.
Stewing, we
Stewing.
call it
Stewing.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the roasting is to get the crispy part of the skin. The stewing part, it's to make sure everything is moist and doesn't dry out. I'm sure everyone has had knuckle outside that's dry before.
Is that the right position where the pork hand is going to be?
Yeah,
So you're going to raise it up a little bit.
I got to raise it up a bit because
So that the meat the skin
The
doesn't
skin
get
doesn't-
soggy, right?
doesn't touch the braising liquid. Yeah.
Right.
If you have a problem, maybe you can take some little sauce bowls or what.
To raise it up.
Yeah, raise it up. So I'll try do it. Yeah, you see.
So
Sits
just
nicely.
to keep the skin away from
Yeah.
the sauce.
This is just to keep the skin away from the liquid
Yeah.
because
alright.
you want the skin dry to crisp up.
Okay.
Right. So now we're going to put it in a 250 degree preheated oven for 1 hour.
So it's around 250 degrees Celsius
250 degrees Celsius for 1 hour.
for 1 hour.
1 hour. This is the braising liquid from the knuckle. Don't throw it away. We're going to make a sauce out of it. You'll always have extra braising liquid. Again, don't throw it away. Save it for making soups or stocks or sauces later on, right? So right here, I got strained 400 grams of the braising liquid. I got about 200 grams of water. I got 60 grams of roux. It's a thickening agent. I got 50 grams of cream and just about 10 grams of cooking caramel, dark soy sauce. I'm going to touch on the roux a bit. We use it in Western dishes to thicken our stews, soups and sauces. It's equal parts of butter, melted, and equal parts of flour, cooked over low heat until you get the nutty aroma like when you get a big apple pie or jam tart, right? So this sauce is very simple. We're just going to add everything to a pot, bring it to a boil, and strain it, and there your sauce is done.
Oh, that's very simple.
Very, very simple.
How do you make the dark caramel?
Bite lah. Caramel. Dark.
It's a dark soy sauce.
It's dark soy sauce, cooking caramel. Yeah. How simple.
I thought you made it yourself.
You know lah.
Oh, it's dark soy sauce.
Dark
okay.
soy sauce.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can use this sauce, but this is made from chicken and pork bones and a different way, and it's very overpowering. The knuckle is very neutral. I want to get the porky flavor out. So the dark soy is just to add some color lah.
Yeah, it's more for the color.
More for the color, nothing else.
Recently I visited a 100 years soya sauce factory.
Ooh.
Very, very interesting. I will publish the video very soon.
Okay. You're gonna take a video of this braising?
So just mix everything up nicely.
Yeah, just whisk everything up while it's while you're boiling it.
Okay.
Once it's boiled, we just strain it off and your sauce is done.
Oh,
Maybe you want to adjust the seasoning, just taste because the braising liquid just have a bit of salt in it.
Correct, yep.
If you want to thin it down or if you want to add more salt to your
So you
taste.
want to tune it down, just add a little bit more water.
Add some water, add some cream. Maybe you want to add more roux to get that body of thickness back again,
Okay.
up back again.
Okay.
Yeah. So once it's boiled, as you can see, it thickens up. It goes all velvety and smooth. Taste it, make sure your seasoning's on point. You want to turn it off and sieve it. Give it a strain.
Wow, so creamy.
Yeah. Creamy and luscious. And we're going to serve this up with a pork knuckle now.
Oh, the sauce is done.
Sauce is done.
That's very simple.
Simple sauce. All right, so our knuckle has been roasting for about an hour. Let's take it out and see how it looks.
Okay.
So most of the braising liquid has evaporated. There's still some there maintaining the moisture. And you see the skin is just starting to crackle. Right, so we put it this. Right, so you're gonna leave it about 10 minutes. Take it out very carefully. The meat's really moist and tender. You're gonna let it steam dry for about 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, we're gonna baste it with hot oil.
All right.
Right. All right. So I've set up this little contraption here, if you call it. I've got two stock pots. One I filled with oil. One is just empty. I've steam dried the knuckle, and it's sitting right here. So we want to baste it with hot oil, really hot oil. Don't know whether the camera can catch it, but it's kind of smoking already. So you want the oil really smoky. You want to use a long ladle and stand back, and you're going to baste the knuckle, and the skin will puff up after the second or third baste. You want to baste it about 3 times, and then we'll return it to the oven for another 20-minute bake, and we're done. So let's go.
Wow. It really started to puff up. Oh, it splatter also, huh?
Yeah,
So when doing this, you need to use a very long spatula
yeah, that's why I've got
and
a long walk ladle.
and keep a very good distance away.
Yeah.
So the oil has to be smoking hot, meaning at least 180
Really
degrees Celsius
smoking hot.
and above.
And you got to do this a couple of times. So what I'll do is I'll turn on the oil here now. You got to do this about 3 times.
Or then you will switch this over to the other side.
Yep.
Wow. To be very honest, it's not easy to do this at home.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit challenging lah.
Yeah.
For home cook.
Could be a bit challenging for the home cook. That's why you can come here and eat it.
Yeah. Just come to Hungry Bacon to try this.
Yeah,
But you
you
need
gotta-
to pre-order. Huh?
You got to pre-order 2 days in advance.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I'll pour the rest of this oil. Carefully, yeah. The oil's really hot.
Oh. Yeah, you may not want to do this at home. Oops, sorry. And you repeat the same process?
I repeat the same process about 3 times just to get a good render on that knuckle. I try to pour it directly on the skin, not to get too much on the meat side, just to maintain the moisture of the meat.
Is there any other option?
Yeah, you can maybe remove the skin and deep fry it. I have done it before,
Oh, okay.
but then you lose the presentation lah.
All right.
Because the skin will be separate.
All right, okay.
Or if your oven has a really good fan,
Uh-huh.
at 250, just leave it longer.
Uh-huh.
It should crisp up.
Okay.
We've poured hot oil over it for about 3 times already. So what we want to do now is take it back carefully, put it back on the roasting tray. Again, skin side up, all right? Get back that braising liquid. And you can see where this is going. All that knuckle, dew and goodness is getting put back into the knuckle. So don't go above the skin level. So we're going to pop it back in the oven. At this time I reduced the temperature to around 230, and it'll go for about 20 minutes just to ensure the skin is really crispy and crackling. "20 minutes and we're ready to eat." So it's been 20 minutes and our knuckle has been baked. Carefully carried out. There it is. If you've seen with our previous episodes with cooking Apa, how to make our mashed potatoes, you can just search for that episode. Bit of truffle oil. Take your knuckle carefully. It's really hot. Sit it down on that lovely bit of mashed potatoes. I have some broccoli here, which I've just blanched in a bit of salt water. So we're just gonna put our gravy. It always gets messy in the kitchen. Let's wipe it off. In Hungry Bacon, we're famous for our roasted garlic. And that's all she wrote. We're gonna eat this up. The braised and roasted knuckle. So it's braised in a very light salt seasoning with thyme, bay leaves, black pepper. It's very neutral flavors to keep the natural flavors of the pork going. And it's guaranteed to be crispy on the outside and really tender, juicy, and gelatinous on the inside. We're going to try this with cooking Apa in just a few moments.
Thank you, Chef.
Welcome.
Wow, the crackling sound, huh?
Yeah.
Love this. Oh, look at the smoke coming up. Fantastic.
So you got nice, crispy crackling.
So you want to try this, come to Hungry Bacon, yeah? Of course, you can also cook it at home if you like, since Chef already taught you all.
Yeah, this is the exact recipe.
Oh, so
we do.
juicy inside, Chef.
Yeah, so it's juicy and fall off the bone inside.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got the double action of braising.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
All right, thank you, Chef.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Well, you can get the info on Hungry Bacon, the address and contact number. But you do need to book. You do need to book for this particular dish beforehand.
2 days in advance.
2 days in advance. I will leave the contact of chef and the
Restaurant.
restaurant address in the video description. Bye-bye.